This is Nuka, ST number, student number 104343007. I will now be proceeding to showcase my contract monthly claim system. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So here we have my interface on the end user and the admin side. So here we have a header, contract monthly claim system. Here we see that, okay, lecturer is able to submit the claims console tracks the status of their claims. So now the automated features also according to the rubric is that now via admin. So now within admin, there's like now different roles for the coordinators, the managers, the HR, and the admin itself, right? We're currently still on our home page. We see here, we're welcome to the contract monthly claim system. For it being user friendly, you really are able to just submit a claim real quick over here, add command center, admin command center, and then over this end right here for usability and easy access, we have the end user portal, and on this end we have the, I want to say, shortcut to the workflow suites for the actual admin, right? So without further ado, I want to get straight into creating and registering a new lecture, right? So we are now directed to the claims. We were actually able to create a claim for a lecture. So what we're going to do is add an actual lecturer, and all of this data gets stored into our actual built-in database. So first name will go Henry, right? Henry will be the lecturer's first name, the last name Henry Zulu, right? Perfect. The email address hz@bcconnect.edu. A phone number, we'll just make up one. Integers. Perfect. The department will say, be in education, right? So the department that this lecturer is currently working under, and the hourly rate we'll say is 100 rand an hour, right? So we're gonna click that they are actually currently active and they're still working. So now that we've saved the lecture, we're gonna be redirected to the payroll centers, right? So now seeing that we've created a new lecturer, what we're able to do is now, so previously when I was running this application, we see that I've created Dr. Kololo as my previous lecturer. This also shows that it's pulling data straight from now my database, right? But now we see that we've created Henry Zulu. So Henry Zulu is currently beneath Dr. Kololo. So now what we'll do is we'll select Henry Zulu. We'll just leave these as is, and then we'll just apply these filters to search for Henry Zulu. We'll see that, okay, here's the lecture directory. So currently we have Dr. Kololo earning 120 rands per hour and Henry Zulu 100 rands per hour. So now with that being said, this is now our searching, like we're able to search for our actual lectures and or using the payroll intelligence center. Right? So with that, let's head on to now want to check the status, right? So now that we see, we're going to submit a claim. So we're going to select a lecturer and the module, we're going to say mathematics. Okay, so we begin on the 12th of December, the year of 2025. Hours worked, we'll say they worked 98 hours, right? And the hourly rate was 100 rand. And as we're typing, we're seeing that, they're actually able to, the automated auto total currently is being manipulated according to the hours worked and the hourly rates. With that being said, we're gonna leave a description here. We're just gonna say claiming, submitting. submitting claim for my month and payment month and pay actually, right? So now we're able to also select a file. For the purpose of this video, I will just select a random file, my PowerPoint. So submitting the claim. So now that we've submitted the claim, we see that Henry Zulu is actually currently pending because why? Admin has not approved, right? And now when we see this, we're able to see that, okay, Henry Zulu has actually submitted the claim, right? So now the next step using the live tracking status is that they actually have to get coordinator's approval. So now what we do, or we are now switching to their admin coordinator end user. So now we see that, okay, Henry Zulu submitted a claim for mathematics. He currently, just for that module, worked 98 hours and his hourly rate was actually $100, right? And the total comes up to $9,800. So now here we see that, okay, using our predefined conditions that, okay, if he worked less than 200 hours and the hourly rate is less than 800, then it's actually applicable, right? So now with that being seen, we can either view document, go back to the timeline where we see that, okay, he still needs the coordinator's approval, right? Now going back to our coordinator's dashboard, we can now approve or reject the claim. So now what we're going to do, we're going to actually approve the claim and submit the decision. What this then does is that it updates our what? Tracking status. So now we see that, okay, for Henry Zulu, this was previously for Dr. Kololo. Again, data is being fetched from my database. But we're currently on Henry Zulu. So now the next step to proceed with is that we know we need a manager's approval too. So what we do is then we head over to the manager dashboard on admin side. So now the manager reviews everything over here, and you know what, they can actually also approve or reject, right? So now submitting the decision that they've approved the claim from the now the coordinator dashboard. So now we're gonna go back to our tracking status to actually see, okay, now fine, the manager's approved, right? But now we need the HR to actually finalize and actually honestly, yeah, the ticket type of thing. Now what happens is that we head over to HR. So now that we're on the HR, we're able to search for Henry. We apply filters, right? And then there we go. There's Henry. We actually searched for him using our search filters. And the total claims currently is on 1. And that is because this is just for Henry, right? The total hours is 98 and total payout 9,800. So now over here, because we're now the HR, we can actually mark as paid, you know. So now with that being said, the claim marked as paid for Henry, what happens is that now we're actually seeing that the total payout has actually accumulated by 9,800 previous claim, which was actually Dr. Kololo. And why this is so is because we're using the database. My data is being tracked through the database as well and stored there as well. So now we're seeing that the total hours of individuals worked currently is 234 just from the two of them, and the total claims is 2, which is Henry and Dr. Polano. So this is just a dashboard for the HR and admin. With that being said, we're also able to see the lecture directory as well, right? Other things, here we go back to the admin. So now, on the admin dashboard, we're able to coordinate the queues and see the workflows. And also currently there's no claims waiting because what they've all been processed through the automation of the process, right? So now heading back to the admin dashboard, currently there's 2 claims. there's been zero that have been rejected because the lights both of them. You see in my actual, there's nothing pending coordinators, there's nothing. So for instance, this is almost like I want to say a mini Kanban board, like a to do or currently doing or waiting, but dashboard whereby we're able to now track, okay, what is actually missing. So we see that there's nothing pending, there's nothing that the coordinator or manager currently needs to see or approve of, and we see that there's been paid two claims being paid out in full for, and that amounted to at 27,480. And with that being said, the other features to access such workflows, the automation is that we can go to this quick workflow and we're able to now see, okay, like to navigate to coordinate a workflow. Go back to the HR dashboard, being able to see everything. Also, we're able to now export the PDFs. So now with that being said, we see that, okay, here it is, it's being downloaded, and this is the current payroll of the data that we have. And yes, that is it. So we see that we've gone through the submitting the claim from registering a new lecturer, which gets added onto our database. We're able to now search for our lecturer or end user who's actually signed in from the database as well. We're able to now go to the claims console and we're actually able to see, okay, each individual claim. We're able to see the tracking, the statuses of actually the end users who have actually claimed. So here we see that what Henry was actually paid. Dr. Kololo was actually also paid. This is my video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.